ladies and gentlemen. Prevalence of obesity and associated comorbidities among inpatient population in a Colombo suburb hospital. Obesity is deposition of excess fat in human body leading to adverse health effects. This is the disease of 21st century, and it is spreading worldwide with an inevitable epidemic. It coexists with many other comorbidities such as diabetes mellitus, hypertension, coronary artery disease, and osteoarthritis. And related these problems have a direct effect on productivity of individuals. The prevalence of weight-related problems is underestimated in developing countries. Unfortunately, Western lifestyle has already been established in our urban population. So where do we stand? With this in our mind, we laid down following objectives for our study: to identify demographic relationships of overweight and obesity, and to recognize the prevalence of metabolic syndrome and non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, two other common non-communicable conditions in relations to body weight, and also to identify the prevalence of other common medical conditions which I mentioned to you before in overweight and obese people. We measured weights and heights of all mobile patients who were admitted to Medical Unit 12 at Sri Jayawardhanapura Teaching Hospital in the month of February 2006. And their body mass index was calculated, that is, the weight in kilogram was divided by the square of meters, and patients who had body mass index greater than 23 kilograms per square meter was selected as the study population, and this included 110 patients. We administered an interviewer-administered questionnaire, and all these patients were subjected to further investigations with their consent. We gathered following demographic and clinical data such as age, gender, ethnicity, marital state and parity, occupation, income status, alcohol intake, height, weight, circumference, blood pressure, and clinically detectable liver. Investigations included fasting blood sugar, fasting lipid profile, liver enzymes, and ultrasound scan abdomen. These are the results we gathered, and in this group, the sex distribution was 1 to 1.9 according to male and female ratio. The group was consisted of all four ethnic groups. However, Sinhalese was the most predominant patient population we have come across. Age ranged from 14 years to 83 years, and most of them were married, and females who had more than 2 children were the commonest detected of having overweight or obesity. There was a slight predominance in unemployment status in this studied population, and also we noted that middle income group has higher risk of having weight gaining problems. In fact, even we thought of adding the low income group to towards the middle income, because we had to remember that this hospital is a semi-governmental hospital where the payments has to be made on admission, and their recording of income state was not that accurate. we subdivided this population into another 5 subgroups, depending on their BMI values. So first group was BMI 23 to 24.9. This group is the group at the healthy upper level of weight. And the overweight group is 25 to 29.9 BMI range group, and then third group is BMI range ranging from 30 to 34.9. Likewise, 35 to 39.9 was severely obese group, and the extreme obesity or morbid obesity group was more than 40 BMI value group. Metabolic syndrome, one of the commonest non-communicable conditions seen in the obese and overweight group. We used the WHO proposed criteria for Southeast Asians. I have already mentioned in this slide the internationally recognized ATP3 criteria. Just for comparison, the significant difference in the proposed criteria for Southeast Asians is that we used a lower values for waist circumference, considering the body build, small body build of Asian population. So this is the main difference, that we used the lower values for our population as well as proposed in this. The other criteria included for diagnosis of metabolic syndrome is the establishment of hyperinsulinemia or higher fasting blood sugars by doing fasting blood sugar values of people who has been on treatment for type 2 diabetes, and the blood pressure values over 130/85 or people on treatment, evidence of hypertriglyceridemia with more than 150 milligrams per deciliter on treatment, and low HDL values such as less than 40 for males and less than 50 for females. I would like to highlight 3 important features in this slide. That when we analyze our results, we noted that the metabolic syndrome, the prevalence is highest in the upper 3 groups, group 3 to group 5. But secondly, if you look at the group 1, which is the upper healthy level weight group, still more than 40% of females has had evidence of metabolic syndrome. That is the place where the alarming features come up. And thirdly, if you look at the group 5 results, there is a reversal pattern of involvement of male-female ratio. Even though this group, the number of individuals belong to this group was small, still the highest number is males. So this pattern has been observed even in international studies, that once it comes to the stage of morbid obesity, more males carry the risk of metabolic syndrome. When it comes to non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, what is non-alcoholic steatohepatitis? Since there are medical students, I would like to just go through it. Initial stage is fatty liver with deposition of fat in the liver, which progress slowly to with inflammation and scarring of the hepatic structure, ultimately resulting in scarred cirrhotic liver. To diagnose NASH, we used detection of elevated liver enzymes, ultrasound confirmation of fatty infiltration of the liver, and history of absence of consumption of alcohol. Unfortunately, we could not give a good results for group 4 and 5 because most of these people in these 2 categories consumed alcohol, and we could not come to the conclusion of non-alcoholic steatohepatitis for these last 2 groups. But If you